Yo, what is going on? It's a DFS Shark, and we are back with another day of some NBA hoops. It is now March 7th, and we got a nice 7-game slate today. Some really good value plays, and I got 2 plays that I am really liking that I'm going to go over here in a bit. But with that said, we are now sitting at 1,700 subscribers, and like I said, we are on the hunt for 2,000 subscribers. So if you're watching this, you've been watching, you're not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell as well, because all it does is helps push my channel out to a bigger audience. Make sure you hit that like, drop me a comment as well. Much love, I appreciate it. For all y'all that want the free plays that I'm about to go over today, as soon as I drop them so the lines don't get bumped or removed, make sure you join the Discord. The link for that will be in the description. So we missed on our free play yesterday, right? I'm gonna go over that in just a second. But first, let me jump into this. If you are new to PrizePicks, if you've never played before, drop in this code here at sign up. They're going to hook you up with a 100% match bonus. Throw in 100, they'll give you 100. And I'll also have the same offer for Chalkboard, right? So if you've never played on Chalkboard, they're a little different than PrizePicks. They actually adjust payouts based on the odds of the play, but you can put in plays that have a much higher chance to hit on the odds, right? You can have players that have lines maybe at like minus 170, or you could take like somebody like LeBron James, 25 points, you can bring them down to 20 points if you want to, right? So you have all kinds of flexibility on Chalkboard. Also, they run anchor lines daily, and they're always giving away half-point squares. So they're only on Apple at the moment, but they're coming to Droid, I've heard, March 18th. So be on the lookout for that. I'll keep you updated, but drop in that code SHARK at checkout, and they're going to hook you up with that. All right, so let's dive into yesterday's play. So this is the play we had yesterday. We missed, man. Leonard did his thing. He got 7 assists. DeJounte Murray just got off to a slow start, right? He had a very slow start in the game. Hardly did anything the first quarter, which kind of messed up the line because he did pretty good his second and third quarter. He was racking up some assists. He was hardly getting any rebounds, though. I think he only had 1 or 2 rebounds when he normally grabs like 4 to 5. It wasn't a bad game by Murray. He just couldn't get it done for us. But if you've been watching me, you know I'm transparent when it comes to my plays. I'm always giving you wins and losses no matter what. If I win, you're going to hear about it. If I lose, you're going to hear about it, because I'm not trying to shy away from my losses. If I have a bad day, I'm not just going to go into the next day's plays and act like nothing didn't happen. I'm going to show you, because I just believe in being transparent. I feel like everyone should be when it comes to wins and losses, so we can show you what the reality of betting on these sports looks like. It's not always going to be ups. There's going to be a lot of downs, and yesterday was a down night in the premium. Very down night. Worst night we've had in a while, actually. We're usually able to cash, at least 1 out of these 3. Most nights we're able to cash 2 out of 3 of these books. But last night, we just couldn't get nothing going right. Underdog, we went 0 for 2. PrizePicks, we went 1 for 3. This was the Giddy discounted line here. You can see here, we paired that up with Capella on the under. We hit there. We still ended up in the red, but that win kind of helped us get some of that back. And then Chalkboard, man, we just could not hit a play there last night, right? After the day before, we ended up going 3-2, and we hit a 4X. The day before, we ended up going 0-4 on Chalkboard. So it happens, right? It's all part of the game. And this is why I always talk about Bankroll Management play. You can see when I'm giving out my plays here, I'm even putting 1 unit bankroll play, because that's the name of the game, right? You want to just keep chugging along. Or if you have a 0-4 day, all you did was lose 4 units. But if you come back the next day and you win 3 plays all at a 2 or 3X, then you just made up for all those units that you lost. And it's a slow, grinding away game, but that's how you get it done, man. Consistency and good bankroll management. That's how you get through the losses. We were profitable all of last year. All of last month, we were profitable. So we just had a rough couple of days these last days, but we are bouncing back tonight. And let's lock in these plays that I got. All right, so I'm going to get into the play. Before I get started, I just want to shout out to Daily Grind. They're the #1 site when it comes to finding the best lines, values, and plays every single day, right? For someone who doesn't have the time to really crunch the numbers and do all the research analysis and things like that, Daily Grind's your best bet, because you hit this refresh button here, and it refreshes all the top plays based on all the sports books and who they're liking, who they're favoriting. So if you're on one of these plays, you know for sure you're on a side where all the sports books, maybe PrizePicks, you're getting a good value, or all the sports books have this priced high, heavy to go over, or heavy to go under, depending on what you play. So Daily Grind's a spot. Dropping that code SHARK at checkout, they're going to hook you up with 25% off your first month. Let's dive into the play. So I was looking at, again, Royce O'Neal. This is going to be my top play of the day. And his line has already been bumped to 9.5 rebounds and assists. You can see here, if you go to the Discord, I put this in at 8.5 rebounds and assists probably 5 minutes ago. So if you're able to get this line, if you can get this on Chalkboard, you can get an alt line and drop them down to 8.5. That's good value. Let's dive into this play. So the Suns are minus 10.5 at home. It is a pretty decent total here. Minus 231 is kind of the mid-range. Usually 220 and below is the lower end. 230 is kind of that middle, and then 240 and up is a high-scoring game. So right in that middle range when it comes to this play. Royce O'Neal, let's look at some of his trends here. Last 5, 80%. Last 10, 70%. And last 20, he's at 40%. But you can see here, he was on, Brooklyn. He didn't join Phoenix until about right here on the 10th, right? And then you can see from there, since he's been on Phoenix, he has just been hitting this line. He's hit this line, looks like about 7 out of 10 games since he's played on Phoenix. So this is his first game with Phoenix right here. So he's hit this line since he's been on Phoenix 70% of the time, right? So Royce O'Neal has been doing great for them. And a big reason why I'm on this play is because of what's going on with the injuries. So Devin Booker's out. He's not going to be playing tonight. You got all these other guys out. And then for the Raptors, you got Scotty Barnes out. You got Bruce Brown out. You got Poeltl out. So Raptors are hurting. Suns are missing their guy, Booker. Royce O'Neal should be in the starting lineup. They're going to be swapping him and Gordon out throughout the lineup throughout the day. But I feel like with the amount of time he's going to be getting, playing time, he should have no problem hitting this line. You can see since he's joined the Suns, they were kind of easing him in, right? But even at these minutes here, 29, 23, 29, he was still hitting this line, right? So he's very efficient with the time he has. And then right here, he didn't hit, but he only played 17 minutes. He only played 11 minutes here. So those things to look at, right? But when he's played over like 25 minutes with the Suns, he's hit this line pretty much every time. Right here, he had a dud, 33 minutes, 7. But you can see this is a solid play, man. Royce O'Neal goes over this line pretty often, and the Raptors are 22nd and 26th when it comes to rebounds allowed and assists allowed. Small forwards, they're about 16th and 18th. But this is also with Scotty Barnes in there. He plays a big part in their rankings here. So the rankings are obviously going to get worse with Scotty Barnes out, as he is a solid or strong defender. And then you got Poeltl out, and you got Bruce Brown out as well. So they're hurting. Royce O'Neal is going to be a top play I'm liking. We're able to lock this in at 8.5. And you can see no one other lines have this at 8.5 now. It's been bumped up to 9.5. So if you're able to get this anywhere else, 8.5 is a good line. Even if you can get it at 9, I still feel like that's possibly a good play there. Let's see what RotoWire has. So rebounds, assists, they got about 9. They got him at about 10 rebounds and assists here. So they got him going over this by a whole 1.5. So we're on the good side here with RotoWire. Royce O'Neal is going to be our number 1 play. And let's slide on back to PrizePicks. For my next play, it's going to be Draymond. We're going to be doing, I got this at over 4.5 assists. So it's up to you if you want to play this with the chance of the push. Like I said, I know I've said this multiple times now, but the Discord, join the Discord so you can get these lines. You could have got Royce O'Neal at 8.5. You could have got Draymond Green at 4.5, right? And that's a huge difference when it comes to winning long term. So let's go to Draymond Green. Let's go to the Warriors here. So they're -7 spread, not the biggest spread. But it could be a blowout potential, over 225. So like I said, they're right in that middle range. So there is going to be some points scored, maybe not as much as some other games. But the reason I'm liking Draymond Green here also is because the Bulls are not the strongest team when it comes defensively. 21st in assists allowed against power forwards. They're 16th. But the Warriors had been hurting recently. They've been having some players out, but looks like they're fully healed and ready to go for this game. And let's look at some of Draymond Green's trends. Last 5, over 60%. Last 10, over 60%. Last 20, 70%. And then head-to-head, these were both last year, so they're not really nothing to go off of, but he did go over for 7 and 10 both of those games. For the year, he's gone over this line 64% of the time. So Draymond Green has been consistently hitting this line every week, all season, right? He's been consistently hitting this line. You got all their players, and we got Thompson playing Curry, Kuminga. So I'm liking Draymond Green to go over this line here. He has a very solid matchup as well. So I expect him to play above this line, right? I expect him to maybe get 5 or 6 assists this game. This is what I'm gonna be rolling with, and let's see what RotoWire has on Draymond Green. So they got him at 5.3 assists. So they got him clearing this line by almost a whole assist. They got him right around 5.5. So we are looking good there on Draymond Green. These are my top 2 plays. Now, if you want some additional plays, or if these plays have been removed or bumped, these are plays that I'm not putting in my lineup yet, but they're in my my spreadsheet. I'm kind of watching them whenever I put my next lineups in. If they're still there, I'm going to consider them if the line hasn't changed. But these are 3 potential plays. So Bam, over 19.5 points. This is one I'm liking. You can see over his last 3 out of 5, he's gone over this line. So Bam's a player I'm liking against Dallas. They are not good defensively. They play fast pace also, so they give up a lot of points. But Bam is a strong play for me. I'm also liking Curry, sort of a correlation play with Draymond Green. Curry on 35. So the line I was looking at was 35.5 PRA. It's already gone up a whole point. So possibly I would still consider this, but most likely this won't end up being a play for me because it's already gone up a whole point, and I'm pretty sure I can find value elsewhere. But Curry, PRA, this is something to keep an eye on. I think he's going to have a big night, and Draymond Green's going to be throwing him some assists as well, hopefully. And then we got Pascal Siakam. The line I liked was points and rebounds over 26.5. And it's been bumped up to 27.5. So you can see, man, what I mean when I say these plays always get bumped and removed. Every single one of my plays, the line went up a whole point on every one of these plays that I just went over. And I posted these in the Discord 5 to 10 minutes ago. So it's crazy. But Siakam over 27.5 points and rebounds. That's the line I'm liking. And boom, that's going to be it for my plays for the day, man. If y'all like this kind of video, my breakdown, my insight, drop me a comment, drop me a like. Make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell so you can see the breakdown of these plays, right? Like I said, I'll throw them in the Discord, but in the video is where I actually break them down so you can have that confidence on when you're putting in this play. That's the point of this channel, man, to show the wins and losses, talk about bankroll management and the realities of betting when it comes to these sites and winning long term, right? Because you could have 3 or 4 losing days in a row, but if your bankroll management's fine, you know, you're not too worried because you know that hot streak's coming if you're picking solid, consistent plays. If you have a good system, that's the key to it, right? The key to it. And I always say, if you want to try out a system, grab a spreadsheet, start tracking those plays before you even put money on it, right? Track 100 plays, track 1,000 plays, see what's working, see if you can find the edge somewhere. I've done that multiple times with multiple systems, and I found multiple systems that have worked for me, right? Some I can play on some nights, some I can't, depending on the slates. So it all just depends, really. But yeah, make sure you drop a like, drop a comment. So I'm gonna keep making videos like this. And also, I dropped a video last night on my top 2 plays on Chalkboard. I'm gonna link that. As soon as this video ends, you'll see the video for that. But I'm starting to drop nightly videos on Chalkboard as well with my top 2 bankroll builder plays. So make sure you have that notification set so you can catch those. They're usually coming out between 9 to 10 every single night. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope y'all have a great rest of the day. Take care.